Hello, and welcome to the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss in this video will be my very own opinion and is used for entertainment purposes only. Today I will be reacting to Carlos and Dr. Heavenly's Messy Monday, and the title of this video is Who is the Prize? Now let's get into it. Hey, Linda Gamble.
So this is another opens, baby. And I guess it's
Hey, Mama B.
intentionally and to open up for everybody.
Hey, Real Talk with Grace and Mercy. Thanks so much for being here.
Coming season of American Medicine. Clearly, it's going
Hey,
to
Sound Check Connect.
because there's a lot of enters and exits, and you know. Wait, I don't know what's true or what's not, though. I really. It's your show. Views, empirical views.
So right now they're just kind of going over what Dr. Heavenly got going on. She's been real messy out here in these streets.
We have one more week of hiatus. Raindrops and boopies. The show returns August.
One more week.
The 16th shop we talking about me. So Love and Marriage Huntsville returns August 17th. Family Empire returns August 16th.
Hey,
And
Tula
today,
Trees.
we have a very special guest. That might be today. Let me just break him over
Your
here.
boyfriend.
What? I'm doing great. How about you? Trying to make it. Can you take that stuff? See what's going on. I didn't get a chance to get a haircut.
He didn't say I didn't get a haircut, not today.
So we can see all of you. There you have it. Now come on down, baby. We need to see what's going on. Well, don't go all the way down. This is PG-13. All right. Can you put a little closer? We want to see your eyes. The eyes of the soul.
The Heavenly. You can do all that with Trisha.
Kid, where are you?
You don't see me?
I can see you. Where you at? That's what you
So I'm actually traveling right now. I took the boys to SummerSlam yesterday. So I'm in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio right now. I was on the way home and I had to pull over and hop on this car real quick. So
well, nice. Thank you for taking the call. We appreciate you on that. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you from? What you like to do? What you
Ken playing Mr. Dad.
I never met Ken. Me? Hell. No. I just want to say to Ken, it's nice to meet you, Ken. Thank you so much for doing the show. I love what you and
Ooh, Tula Trees. I'm right there with you, girl. We're going to get into that.
And Trisha are bringing this season. And I just wanted to say, A, nice to meet you. B, thank you for saying yes to doing the show. And C, you guys are a great addition. So I just wanted to say that. Heavenly, go ahead. Can you tell us a little about yourself? This is not a job interview.
And guys, Tula Tree said Ken's responses to those in his FB post has really made me dislike him even more.
I want to get to know you a little bit better. What do we not know about you?
Okay. Hey, TNTG Mom. Thanks for being here.
I moved to Alabama when I was about 9. I've been in Alabama ever since. Graduated from high school in Alabama. Pretty much been all over since I've been an adult. I joined the military when I was 21. I worked for the government for a few years. After I left Afghanistan, I started my own trucking company, and trucking is what I do professionally right now. I own a trucking company with a partner.
Oh, go.
And guys, I want you guys to pay attention to whenever Ken talks about the fact that he owns a trucking company, he never gives a lot of detail. He really doesn't let you know if he does local driving, out of town driving, whatever the case may be. He's very vague about his trucking company.
So,
feast your
eyes. Yeah.
over the years, me and Trisha, and we've been on this fitness journey. We both are from or are in Huntsville, so it was just over the internet for a few years. We knew of each other from working out. Of course, she's in great shape, and we both were like, it was like a motivational thing. Like she motivated me, I motivated her. We never met in person up until into 2021, 2022, but yeah, it was one of those things where I met her in the gym and I kind of ran from her because I was kind of nervous. I was scared. I'm not really like that much of a people person. So, yeah, that's how we met in the
So
gym.
was
Guys, if you as you can tell, the gym is the new pickup spot. That's where everybody is meeting everybody at the gym.
this when you met her? When did you start dropping in the chocolate emojis? Was that
So the chocolate emoji thing is kind
It
of
sure does, Mama Bees.
because Trisha made me aware of her situation with her. No, no, it was never. He tried to make it seem like me and Trisha had this like secret love affair, and it was never that. Everything that
Yes, guys, hit the like button on your way in, please. And thank you.
straight motivation, fitness. It was never any like secret encounters, any link ups, meetups, or anything like that. The chocolate emoji thing is just on chocolate. So I guess that was an emoji she used. It was always a chocolate emoji with the muscle arm. So that's how that came about.
And guys, just in case you don't know what Ken is referring to, Marquez, he did say that when him and Trisha was still together, Ken was commenting with those chocolate emojis with the strong arm or whatever. So he thought that was disrespectful because she was still with Marquez at the time. So he's been pursuing her for quite some time because that is disrespectful.
I think it's one of those things that was exaggerated, but it really wasn't that big.
was she intimating like M&Ms, chocolate melts in your mouth and out of your hands? Does that make
She's not even that type of. Yeah, she don't even now with us being together. No, she's not that type of.
You know what, Ken? I have a lot of respect for you, but I want to ask you some questions. But I want to know how a manly man feels about it, and I think you're that. Okay, so if a woman is married, do you think it's appropriate to have a relationship where y'all encourage each other, maybe work out together in a platonic sense if you're already with someone?
So when I first found out, when we were doing the whole back and forth thing, of course I did my own due diligence. I went through her page, and I did see the guy. So we did have a conversation. She did tell me she was married. Trisha never hid that she was married from me. As we never really had a real in-depth conversation because me and Trisha wasn't trying to get to know each other on a level like that up until 2021. Like I said, most of the conversations we did have were about fitness. Everything was about fitness, workouts, stuff like that. And I feel like in a marriage, when somebody is, in this industry, you're going to have conversations. For me, it's about the conversation. Like she's a trainer, she's a fitness influencer, a fitness enthusiast. So people are going to.
And keep that in mind, guys. Trish is a trainer and a fitness, enthusiast. So that's going to go into what I'm going to talk about today. That's going to be a portion of what I'm going to talk about.
Reach out to her about fitness. And as long as it's about fitness and things like that, I don't see the problem.
Oh, very good. For me, maybe I'm insecure, maybe I'm crazy, maybe something like that. If my man is a fitness person, right? He needs to reach out to another man, not a female. I don't even think that's just me, but maybe I'm just crazy. It's me, okay. Question for you.
That would make any man insecure, honestly.
Or revealed on this show that you wish you would have known before the show started taping.
I wouldn't say necessarily that I wish I would have known I think the whole Martell situation has been blown out of proportion. I think I did tell her like, hey, yeah, you should have told me that y'all met up for whatever reason, just so it wouldn't be a surprise because it was said that y'all never ever had any I call it a personal encounter. If I go to somebody's house, that's personal, but just from all the conversations I've had with her and the conversations I've even had with Martell, I think, I think more or less the situation got blown up because of who Martell is. And that's not to say he's a bad guy, but he's a ladies' man. Everybody know how he gets down with the ladies. So I think that what has made that whole situation more than what it was.
You know what? I'm a woman.
Well, what made it what it is the fact that Trisha lied initially. And guys, let me just speak on that for a minute. Now, I know Trish is getting a lot of backlash, but let's also keep in mind that Martell was the one who initially came out and pretended that he didn't know Trisha. So if Martell never would have addressed the situation that way, coming in the room, pretending like he didn't know Trisha, she probably never would have lied from the beginning. And now she's the one getting all the backlash. Okay. Because keep in mind, Trisha is an introvert. So she's new to this whole reality TV thing. So she really did not know how to respond. And I'm going to give her that because even Ken said that every time they're going to be filmed, he has to give her a pep talk. So she's totally out of her element. And I don't think that she knew how to respond, or maybe she was just thinking, okay, this is how this goes. She didn't know how to react. So I really would like to put the blame back, from where it started, from with Martell, because he's the one that initially lied about the situation, but Trisha is the one that's getting all of the backlash. And Toot Latrice said, not only did he imply the woman who was quite respectful, ugly, Junior, he's arrogant, very arrogant. And Toot Latrice also said he's controlling and immoral simp with big muscles and a little brain. Okay, absolutely, Toot Latrice.
Venus or vice versa. Be the line where she didn't tell the truth from the very beginning. She said she never been to a house. You know what I'm saying? That's what she knows. So match what she liked.
And neither did Martell. And guys, the reason why I specify that is because just want women to stick together sometimes. Men get to do whatever they want, say whatever they want, and all the blame always goes towards the woman, you know. And I also feel like, a man could be a hoe out here sleeping with all these women, but as soon as a woman does something that's a little out of character, she's being drugged through the mud. Now, again, Trisha did lie, so she's going to have to deal, with the repercussions of her lie. But I just don't think it's fair for women to always, get treated this way when men do the same thing, and they're being treated like they're some type of stud or whatever the case may be. Let's continue.
Listen, I can't really. Trisha, me and Trisha had a conversation about it. I told her, from point to hide anything, and I think I could be wrong, but I think she didn't want to really tell me that because she didn't want me to think what everybody else is thinking. Going to Martell's house for training, most people not gonna read it. It's most people are just not going to believe that. So,
but the thing about it is, why wouldn't people believe that? If that's her profession, she is a trainer. That's what she does for a living. And she does go to people's houses or they meet her at the gym. That's her profession.
Why? I wish she wouldn't have. But here's the thing. Trisha's my woman. I've been with her.
Hey, kicking it with Courtney. Hey, sis.
With the whole not telling the truth about it, yeah, we had our conversations about it, but she don't want to sleep around. She's not a woman that's going to do all those things that I guess come along with dealing with Martell. So I don't have an issue with it. And it was before me. So even if it did happen, it was before me. What am I supposed to be mad about something that happened before me?
I think that's the thing I want to know too. So, because I want to make it clear for the audience to digest. So, when you guys auditioned for Love and Marriage Huntsville, and you know the process, we ask you guys, like, who do you know on the show?
Right.
Obviously, you guys came in through Stormy because Stormy and Trisha are friends, and you and Stormy's husband Courtney have been friends since y'all were like kids, pretty much. Before we started filming, and even during the casting process, did Trisha ever reveal to you that, hey, I know Martell and I trained her once or tried to?
She definitely told me about knowing Martell. She didn't tell me about the training situation. Um, but we we had dealt with Martell on a number of occasions before, So I told her like, hey, is there anything that you need to let me know? Let me know that. And she did omit that she had trained him. So again, that's where, the disconnect was on that whole situation. But I mean,
And Mama B said, I believe lying is part of her makeup, her stories, and her stories don't line up. I think she should have said, you know me, I've been to your home. You're absolutely right, Mama Bees. She should have told him from the beginning. That's the lie she told. And now it's coming back to bite her in the butt. Okay. And to Latrice said, Trish, marriage was before you, Ken. Trish, non-divorce is during you. Yes. So I agree to Latrice. He came in as a side dude, but keep in mind, he tried to start this off like they were going to be friends, and during their conversation, I guess when they were getting to know each other, he said that he never really wanted to get married again. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't feeling the whole, you know, um, marriage thing. So at some point, he changed his mind. And that's like the big question. Why did Ken change his mind about wanting to marry Trisha? And we're going to get into that in a little bit.
it's hard for me to kind of like line because it did happen before me. So that is not the issue. Omitting or the lying about it was the issue. Because going forward in our relationship, I need to know that you're going to tell me the truth about certain things or about everything. But again, it was a little mistake she made, and I'm not going to beat her. I'm not going to keep getting on mad about it.
That was a pretty big mistake. That's why you guys are still arguing about it.
Relationships, right? Especially when it comes to men. Men do ask the ladies, like, look, if there's anybody you dealt with in the past, let me know so I won't be embarrassed. So obviously you didn't know until he's filming it and you found out on camera for the first time. When the cameras went off, right, after we filmed that scene where she nervously told you through the skin of her teeth, literally,
Right.
that she went over his house. Now, one thing I'm good at is understanding the difference between a gym and a house, right?
Right.
So when she told you that she didn't
Look at
she couldn't
Carlos
remember
throwing Trish up under
where
the
they
bus.
met, right? What was that conversation like after we left the house filming? Were you upset? Did you leave for a few days?
No, during that moment, the only thing that one, I was like, babe, you know where you've been. Like nobody knows. Like if I come across a woman in a store and it's been years since I've seen her, I still know where I met her at, where I went with her, where we've been. There's not something I'm going to forget. So yes, and then so I was like, hold on, there's got to be more to this story because you keep, it just don't sound right. It don't.
And kicking it with Courtney said he is such a prize, yet Trish still not divorced. Great point, kicking it with Courtney. And Mama B says, I think she needs therapy. And she absolutely does, Mama Bees. And that's one of the reasons why, I kind of choose not to go hard on Trisha is because I do feel like that she needs to see a therapist and she still suffers from depression. And I just like that's a very sensitive area for me. So I just really don't like to drag people when they're already going through a depression because you just never know that moment when people are just, are going to be in that space where they just want to give up on life. So that's one of the reasons why I really choose to stay away from really going in on Trisha. And to Latrice said, did Carlos imply she was a lockjaw when he said that about pulling the info out? He absolutely did. He said through the skin of her teeth. So I guess he also feels like, Trisha has the lockjaw issue going on. But he says he doesn't read the comments. But where do you think he got that from, guys? Obviously, the comments. Hey, Etta G, thank you so much for being here.
It really is like, now we gotta have a more conversation about it. Once it was nothing, I care. Now we have a conversation about it. Things keep not, it's not. But what moment that time I wasn't angry. Um just it was confused, needed a little more clarity on what was going on, you know. And again, like I said, I wasn't going to be upset if something did happen because it was before me. I was going to be more or less upset about.
Here's the thing, guys. Ken is still very angry. And the fact that Trisha said that their argument was about Martell, you know what I'm saying, just proves that he's still angry that she lied about Norm Martell. But here's the thing. I believe that Ken kind of pushed and nudged Trish into doing this reality TV. I don't think that Trish would have ever agreed to do this if he didn't convince her to do it. So I'm pretty sure when they're arguing about this situation, you know, she's probably telling him, look, I'm not going to argue about this. I told you I didn't really necessarily want to be on reality TV, but this is something you wanted to do. You knew I wasn't trained in this. You knew that I was shy and that I was out of my comfort zone. You know, Trish even admitted to every time she does scenes, she sweats profusely up under her armpits. So imagine just being thrown into something that is totally outside of your character. Like she wasn't ready for this at all. So when she lied and now you look embarrassed, you really can't be mad because I mean, she wasn't expecting Martell to respond the way he did, and she wasn't prepared for that, and she was caught off guard, in my opinion. And Toot Latrice said Carlos may not read the comments, but his assistant who runs the LAMHIG page does. I believe Carlos does as well, but yes.
Omitting the situation, moving what happened, leaving out detail, and then allowing it to come out when, you could have told me and I would be like, yeah, I know about it.
He still sounds mad about it.
Well, I want to know how you feel it. So if you feel like somebody wants to be on reality TV, and you know how reality TV is, I don't know if you did any research and what people going to do and say. You have so much confidence in this woman. I don't know Trisha from Adam Ant, you know what I'm saying? But I do know men from after relationship or the reality TV show on a live. It's hard for me to gain that trust. How can you say, I know my woman, she doesn't sleep around? How do you know that? You don't know, do you? Really?
Yes, I do know. I've been with her. I've been with her since, like, from the time we got together. You know what I'm saying? Our conversation, our communication is like, we're always together. We spend more time together than apart. Like we're literally always together. Our trips are like we don't really separate from each other. Like I think for me, I'm a secure.
Now, when he said that they're always together, like how are you guys always together? I understand you guys might work together, but she has her full-time job. You know, you have your job. Like you're not always together, you know. And he even went so far as to say when they're not together and when he's, on his trips or whatever, that they fall asleep on the phone. So I think that he's trying to backtrack to kind of convince everybody that their relationship is still good. But in all reality, they're really having a lot of arguments behind the scene.
Pretty blanket for her. Like so she always likes to stay attached and during that, during this time, I've gained kind of like the same attachment. I don't go by what she tells me. Yes, she lied to me, but I know that this woman is not. I'm not going to take that lie and I'm make it. Oh, she's sleeping around. She's cheating on me. That don't make sense. That's not really, a thing that I'm going to do. I'm not going to judge her based off one mistake. And I'm going to give. This is one thing that I do, and this is not in no way, shape, form, or fashion is me being cocky, arrogant, conceited. I don't want this to be taken. But I am aware of who I am, the way I look, my success, the things I offer, and there's no woman in this world that can make me be dumb. Like it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Ken said there's no woman in this world that can make him be dumb.
Monday through Sunday. I want it to be like. So I'm
which leads into the title of the video, Who is the Prize? Now, guys, keep in mind, again, Ken doesn't talk much about his trucking business. He doesn't say, oh, I have a very successful trucking business. He doesn't go into a lot of detail. So how do we know how successful his business is? But on the other hand, we do know that Trisha is an engineer. We do know that, she trains people. So that's another source of income. And the fact that she's an engineer, I'm pretty sure she has very, very good benefits, and she's going to be set up for retirement. Now, don't get me wrong. I know, Ken was in the military, so I'm pretty sure he has some type of good benefits probably attached to him as well. But the person I would like to speak with or talk to is his ex, because she holds all the secrets. Okay, because you're going to notice in this interview, Ken is throwing Trisha up under the bus a lot. He's really talking bad about her, pretty much saying how needy she is and how moody she is, and she has a bad attitude. So just keep listening. So, where he's trying to make everybody, think that, he has her back. He love bombed her because at some point during this relationship, he realized that Trisha was the prize. He probably, in this last relationship that he had, he probably was the one that was footing all the bills, making all the money, but he found somebody that doesn't need him. She's already set up. She had her own house, when she got with him. So Trisha really does not need Ken.
100% confident in Trisha. I'm confident in our relationship. I'm confident in the things that we have going on, the places we're going. Do we have issues sometimes? Yeah, Trisha has a horrible attitude sometimes. She knows it. She can't communicate with sometimes.
Listen to how he's dragging Trisha.
But a lot of that stems from her past and her relationships, and it's something that I'm willing to stick around and work on with her.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. I've been on reality TV a long time. And I've been with my husband 27 years. We've been married 30 years. And one thing I want to just tell you, Ken, and I'm not going to belabor the point. I've met people that have been together 24/7 and not knowing their husbands was on drugs. I've met people that have known each other and did not knowing their husband was gay. So my whole thing is we never know. I don't know. So for you to have that much confidence is inspiring to me. Because I know that you don't ever know. When somebody told me my husband was cheating on reality TV, I could always know what I think of him. But at the end of the day, I don't know anything for sure. And I just want you to leave that little tidbit in your mind. But I'm going to leave it alone and I'm going to let it go on. And
Yeah, Ken still seems like he's a little bit on edge. And kicking it with Courtney said, Trish nor Ken are prizes. I just think they are trauma bonding and toxic, in my opinion. And that could very well be the case, Courtney. They could be trauma bonding. And Toot Latree said, you are cocky and that assured with a woman who isn't yours, Ken, and still isn't. He even admitted in this interview that she still is married and that she hasn't signed the paper, even though they did a whole scene with her fake signing papers.
keep moving. Now, what caused you to miss our last interview? Because I know we had a standing appointment. Did we not, or no? Just asking.
Standing appointment.
I'm not. Listen. I'm one to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you about much of anything.
No, it's not my business. That's all.
It's what it is. It's probably gonna somebody. Me and Trisha had a disagreement, and one thing about me is I don't like somebody to try to make a fool of me. That's why. That's one of the reasons why I wouldn't stay with a woman. Felt like was playing in my face. Everybody keeps using that playing in my face thing. Like I'm not that guy. So we just had a disagreement. I think Trisha's attitude about certain things, about certain situations, when she has to be held accountable, sometimes it can get a little much. And I've been going through a lot of stuff in myself. My brother is in prison. I have a friend, that's going through his own personal issues, and I have to be the backbone and the shoulder to lean on and the shoulder to bow for a lot of people.
Yeah, I feel like Trish and Ken is in a really bad place. Like he's throwing her up under the bus without throwing up under the bus. But no, it's not what he's trying to portray, on TV. And then also, guys, keep in mind, I don't want to jump ahead, but Ken is going to announce that him and Trisha are going to open up a gym. So he's further tying himself with Trisha. And keep in mind, Trisha was already doing this. So I feel like he's latching on to Trisha because, you know what I'm saying? He feels like Trisha can help him get to the bag. And that's one of the reasons why I think he's sticking around, even though she hasn't gotten a divorce. Like he's looking at Trisha as a come up. And Mama B said, she just said she knew her husband for 27 years and married at 30. That doesn't add up. You're right. I noticed that the first time I watched the interview, she had that tripped up. I think she had it backwards, Mama B's. You are absolutely right about that. I noticed that. And Courtney said, what? I missed that part. Ken is a simp, but I don't feel sorry for him. And what part did you miss, Courtney?
So when it comes to Trisha, that's like a safe space where I consider should be a safe space. So when me and her have certain situations that don't
The part about
communication is there, it probably
she was referring to Dr. Heavenly, Courtney, not Ken.
Build up, made
or
us,
Trisha.
Whole situation blow up where it had to. I kind of lost my cool and lost my temper. I left. Typically don't leave. I typically go across the street and get in the car and breathe a little bit. But I went out of town, stayed in a hotel for 2 or 3 days.
And guys, when he left after him and Trisha got into it, I seen his Instagram page. He was somewhere, at a beach, you know what I'm saying? So he was out having a good time or whatever, and he just left her. So Trisha knows the side of Ken that we don't know. So that's why she hasn't signed those papers. Yes, she has not signed the papers yet. Courtney, that was all fake for TV.
Yeah, I had to get my trying to get.
Get your face, nigga.
Gone for 2 days. That's not good. You know how they say don't go to bed mad? He left for 2 days, 2 to 3 days.
No, the thing is this. Trisha intimated. Let me ask you this: did you see our conversation with Trish?
Now he gonna lie.
You haven't watched it? Okay.
He said he didn't see the interview with Trish. Trish already said that they watch Messy Monday every Monday and they be cracking up or whatever. So he was probably watching it as soon as it dropped. Like I believe he's seen that interview, so I don't know why Ken's sitting there lying.
Hey, I don't really watch the show either. Like I don't.
Now he's saying he don't watch the show. I don't believe that either.
So that's what I want to talk to you about. Okay, so Trisha did inform us that you two got to a disagreement. Wasn't aware, nor was Heavenly, that it was so bad that you left the state of Alabama. Okay, and that you stayed in the hotel. How long were you gone?
It was just like a couple of days. I think it was Saturday, and I came back Monday. I think came back Friday and came back Sunday. It was just like 2 days.
Okay. I have a few questions for you, but I want to start here. Trisha did inform us, Ken, that your argument that occurred the day of our schedule.
Oh, I know he was mad when she said it was about Martell.
A lot to do with comments. Had a lot to do with the Martell situation and what's happening as we're filming today. There's new information.
And guys, I have to point this out as well. The fact Trisha said that they were arguing about Martell. Anybody with some game, any female with some game, would know that that's not the right thing to say. Trisha is green as hell, guys. Like she don't be knowing what she be saying. I just feel like Trisha is green. Like anybody else would have known. Like that's going to set him off for her to go on an interview and say that they were arguing about another man. That's what makes me feel like Trisha is very green in this situation, and he's taking advantage of Trisha because she is green.
That's coming out based on somebody introducing Trisha to Martell. and you guys were filming the day prior, and it all blew up when we filmed that particular day. Are you? Because at the end of the day, you're one of the nicest guys I've met. Obviously, we're meeting virtually.
You don't know him, Carlos.
You're still a man, and you're very alpha male, and you're very masculine man. And there's only so much a man can take. At some point, did that argument that occurred last weekend, did it have more to do with you're tired of people trying
He's getting ready to lie again.
you, less than it had to do with the Martell Holt of it all?
So the one thing, like I said, the communication with Trisha is really hard. One thing I hate is when I tell you something and I'm very detailed. So when I tell you, I'm telling you exactly what I want you to know.
You sound very controlling.
Exactly what it is. Trisha was trying to make it be about something else. This situation, the situation that occurred was never about Martell, Marquez, or anybody.
Lies. She wouldn't have said that if it wasn't true.
Case that we have and we should have. It never, like, I don't care about Martell, I don't care about Marquez, I don't care about comments, I don't care about none of it. Like that.
And Courtney said he is a lie. This interview was him being petty from her interview. Exactly, Courtney. Exactly. Ken came on. You could tell he got an attitude. He was mad from that. And so he was ready. He sat down. He thought about everything he wanted to say. He was ready for this interview so that he can basically be petty because he was probably really pissed. He was already mad when he left. And then she said that the argument stemmed from Martell and comments. That pissed him off even more. And Toot Latrice said Marquise is going to take Trish for all he can get. I don't believe so. I don't think he's going to be able to do nothing, and he might end up having to pay Trisha child support. And Courtney says, I agree. He about to cry adultery. This man that lived out of town, and the word on the curb is he has another daughter. Toot Latrice, you probably know about this because you be knowing all the tea. Isn't that a rumor out that Marquez has a daughter that he had on Trisha? And Courtney said she's just not that into Ken. Absolutely not. And I believe she knows some things about Ken, and she's not ready to just enter into a marriage with Ken. And she's going to prove that when Dr. Heavenly asks, is she worried about Ken leaving or whatever the case may be? And Etta G said Heavenly told her she should not say that because Ken was going to feel some type of way. Absolutely. And if Trisha wasn't green, Etta G, she would have known that that's not the right thing to say. And that's, my point about Trish. She's just green. And, some people are book smarts and don't have a bit of common sense. And that's Trisha. She's probably book smart or whatever the case may be, but I mean, I don't want to call her dumb, but she's just not too bright when it comes to the game, when it comes to relationships. And I can see people taking advantage of her all the time. And Toot says, exactly because she's made it so that reconciliation was not possible by moving in with Ken. That's a good point, too. And Courtney says, you're not her father to tell her anything. Yes, he seems very controlling and he's always like schooling her. Like, I don't want my man to do that. Like, I don't want my man trying to tell me what to say, what to do, almost kind of like what Sonny does with Moses. But with them, it's a lot more discreet. But with him, I can see him being very harsh about it. And Toot Latrice said Ken was a catalyst for her to leave Marquez or force him from the home. Well, Ken is going to say coming up that the reason why he's sticking by, Trish is because everything he's asked her to do, she done. When he told her, look, like, we can't be starting a relationship and you still stay in the home that you shared with your husband. So he said that Trisha sold the house. Now that she sold her house, now she's kind of like depending on him because I believe the house that they're currently staying in is his house. So now she would have to go out, and buy a whole new house and start over. And Etta G said exactly. And Courtney also agreed. Hey, Dee Dee Star. Thank you so much for being here, sis. And Courtney said Marquez scared of muscle men. From what Ken says, Trish is very aggressive, and it's possible that even Marquez was kind of afraid of Trish. And I can see her having a really bad attitude. And as much as I know that from what Ken is going to say later on in this interview, Marquez is definitely a deadbeat dad, but at the end of the day, I think Trisha does have a lot of faults as well that made it almost unbearable for him to want to be around her. And Mama B said she works for the federal government. Unless he signs his rights to a portion of her retirement, he will get that because he is her first husband. A new husband gets nothing. That's a good point, Mama B. Thanks for that input. That is a very good point. And Courtney says Marquez scared of both of them. That's why he was crying. Yes, I believe that he does seem like a wimp for sure.
None of that moves me to in a way that I would bring it into my house. It just don't work like that for me. And I was trying to get it the night before. I was just explaining to Trisha like, hey, in these certain situations, if you want people to see you in a certain light, you want people to understand our situation, understand what we got going on. As your man, I'm trying to.
It seems like he's always telling her what to do.
Situation. Am I saying that you don't know what you're doing? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
Yes, you are.
Another way, there's a better way, there's an opportunity for you to get ahead of the situation yourself. She didn't understand. Like sometimes with Trisha, questions are automatically accusations. And that just stems from her past relationship. A lot of this stuff that we go through is just trauma. It's just stuff that she's been through, things that she's seen, and she takes.
He's talking a little too much.
And make them be exactly what this other person was doing. And I'm like, nah, baby, that's not what I'm doing. I'm asking you a question.
And Toot said exactly because they were married more than 10 years. Yeah, you're right, Mama Bees. I didn't think about that. The fact that they were married for so long, he probably does have, right to her retirement. And Love Seen Her is speaking to everybody. And Toot Latrice said, I think Trish was bopping Marquez. Ken placed too much emphasis on her anger and attitude. Yes, they could have possibly been physical, fighting, or whatever the case may be. And Marquez is very childish. So I can really see him pushing Trisha to her limit.
Your question for clarity. That's it. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm not saying you did do it this way or that way. I'm just asking you to tell me exactly what it is. And Trisha has a hard time with that sometimes. And I tell her this too. I'm like, sometimes that can be looked at as deception. If you don't know how to communicate about certain things that are going on, and you seem a little like you don't want to talk about it all the time, somebody's gonna think you're lying, including me sometimes. So that's why I'm gonna ask you those questions so I can have the clarity, so I won't have this time to make up any ideas and assumptions for myself. That's the whole.
Well, he did say that, in his previous relationship, that he wasn't a great communicator. So, he should be more patient with Trish because he went through the same thing with himself, and he said he was trying to be better. So he should be more understanding about the fact that Trish is not a good communicator. And Toot Latrice said, if Marquez kicks up a fuss, he can get her fired for morality if she holds a clearance. Huh? That's a good point, Toot Latrice. But I'm gonna tell you like this, too. I don't think Marquez is smart enough to do any of that stuff. Like Marquez seems like all he wants to do is hang out with his friends, drink, go to bars and stuff like that. So honestly, I don't even think he has the intelligence to know like what he's owed and to get her fired from her job or anything like that. He's just, to me, he's not in that space mentally.
That was the basis of the whole argument. And we went to do what we were supposed to do. She just went all off script. She just went all off to the left. Oh, Martell and Marquez, they reading this. I'm like, dude, I don't give a damn about them. Like, I don't talk like that. Like I can keep these out there. And when I ask
Are not on the same page. There is no way my man will be doing an interview throwing me up under the bus the way that he is Trisha. Now I wonder how she's gonna feel about this interview. And Toot Latrice said Marquez did mention he was going to contact a lawyer from Trish interview with Dustin. Listen, Marquez sat there and cried. Like he didn't even want to pay $400 for a divorce. He's asking this woman who has been taking care of his kids for the last 5 years to pay for the divorce. Like, I don't think he's too bright. That's just my opinion. He could surprise me. Maybe somebody in his family will get in his ear and let him know what he's supposed to be doing. Because if they don't, like, he just doesn't have a clue how this is supposed to work. And Didi Star said she does hold a clearance since she worked for NASA. Absolutely. And she also said this is the real Ken doll. Okay.
and maybe because of the night. And I'm like, bro, you should have really even been mad at me for the night before because I was just asking you, hey, what is this? Because this is what it looks like to me. So help me understand so I can see where you're coming from when you do things a certain way. And for Trisha, I was automatically accusing her of doing something.
Right.
To me, in my eyes, in the world's eyes, that's a guilty conscience. That's somebody who doesn't want to be held accountable for something that she's either hiding or that she's either done. And I'm like, if you keep acting and responding like that, you're only going to give people more reason to believe that you're sneaky, that you're lying, you're playing in my face, which I know it's not that. You just don't know how to communicate.
No, I mean from the audience. I don't know y'all from a can of paint, and a lot of people think I may have insight or Carlos says insight. That's the way it looks to the audience.
Well,
So
sure.
let's get lighter because I think we probably getting too deep. What about the DMs? Are a lot of women in your DMs?
I mean, I think for me and Trisha, a lot of people are in our DMs all the time. Like it's always like that. Like I don't like,
How many years ago, Ken, since you've been on the show?
And he never wanted to admit that since he's been on this reality TV show that, he started getting a lot of DMs.
True. Gumdrops, people gonna be in my DM. I will say a lot who watch the show, yeah, they sound weird because
Guys, if you follow Ken, you know that he didn't have that many followers. Ken was not popping the way that he wants people to believe. He didn't have any followers. He didn't even have that many pictures posted. I have been on his Facebook. I don't follow him, but it seems like he gets a little bit more traction on Facebook than Instagram. But in every picture that Ken posts, he always tags Trish because I think he's trying to, put it out there that they're this, workout couple. And he's doing that in preparation because they're getting ready to open up a gym. So that's what he's doing. Again, he's trying to come up off of Trisha. That was her thing. And Tula Tree said Ken is punishing Trish like Martell punished Mel. Absolutely, Tula Tree. That's exactly what he's doing. And Mama B said, I think Marquez wants her back. Marquez want his money mama back. That's all he want. He don't want Trish. He just probably out there broke and disgusted, and he just want Trish's money. He doesn't want Trish. They're totally different. And Toot Latrice said, yes, love seeing her. Yes, it is the real him. Hero, complex, and all. And Didi Star said, and where did we go? Okay. And Didi Star said, Marquez may not be smart, but those are the ones people will tell what to do. And that's why I was saying, Didi Star, unless his family gets involved and guide him and tell him what he needs to be doing, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll know what to do. But at the same time, he might have the type of family that might look at the situation like, look, you're a deadbeat dad. You're not there for your kids. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to, get money from this woman who has had to take care of these kids on her own for the last 5 years. And Toot Latrice agreed. And two also said at the network specialist, Ken deleted his original page and came back with the new page with hardly anything on it. He could have done that, but also when you're on Instagram, you have to, a lot of the things that he's posting with Trish are reels. So you have to press the reels to see all of the reels with him and Trisha. I figured that out. Dee Star, because me and you both thought that he took all the videos down, but they were still there. You just actually have to click on the reels to see all of the stuff that he's put up with Trish. And Dee Star also said she got out of one bad relationship into another. Absolutely, she did.
The same women that are telling me to leave Trish are the same women that are telling me, I'll treat you better and I'll treat you this and that. Like, and I'm like, if me and Trisha are wrong for starting a relationship or engaging in conversations while she was supposedly still married, wouldn't this be the same thing? You hit me up while I'm in a relationship, like it'll be the exact same. So why would I leave her and come to you? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a pot on the kettle black. Like so, I don't really, the DM stuff. It is what it is. I'm gonna have people in my DM regardless.
Listen to him. He gonna have people regardless in his DMs.
Yeah, like that's the thing. So when people ask, like when Trisha said she was private, she's private with me. Y'all just don't know. I know it all. You know what I'm saying? Like some football player was just in her DMs a couple days ago. She came directly to me. And he's actually an active football player. God, what team?
Okay,
So he said a football player was in Trisha's DMs. So that's another reason why I feel like all of a sudden he's, wants to marry Trisha after he said that he wasn't interested in getting married or whatever the case may be. And I really feel like when he first met Trisha, she was still in her depression. I mean, she still is now, but she was a lot worse off when he first met her. But I feel like Trisha has blossomed since she met Ken. And that's the reason why he all of a sudden wants to marry Trisha, because he knows that somebody would be glad to have Trisha. So now all of a sudden he wants to lock her down and he see where they can make money together and things like that. Almost the same way with Moses and Sonny, where they see that they could be a power couple. That's how he's looking at Trisha.
I won a Super Bowl.
Wow.
So nosy and messy.
Like he's active player. Like he plays. Like
And he watches the show.
I don't know if he watched the show. I don't know if that's how he saw it. It's the thing. Like
Trying to see how he can be messy and bring somebody on the show and create some mess.
you know what I'm saying? Like I come in contact with women who are on platforms, bigger platforms that then, so it's not like it's
Have you ever had?
You see how he switched that from Trisha to himself, and that he's been with people on bigger platforms and they've been in his DMs, but he wasn't on that. Like he had to throw himself in the mix. Like y'all said, he's very, very, what do you call it? Into himself. He thinks he's all that.
Real housewife being your DMs?
oh.
A housewife from Atlanta.
In my DMs without
And what did this Atlanta housewife do to you?
I ain't saying the names now. Like
What did this Atlanta housewife do to you?
I'm in a relationship being. So it wasn't nothing that was gonna move me. Like I was with somebody, so I didn't have no interactions with them. Like it was cool to know that they were interested, but I'm not that.
I don't even believe you can.
Like Justin, you know how like dudes are like Justin said, like, yo, I smashed that.
That's lame. That is very lame.
Agreed.
Because here's the thing, I'm not one of those guys. Like I've traveled the world. I lived in Ireland. Like I was by myself. Like I've been places that most people, it's dream vacation. So it's not like I'm not.
They go the arrogance you were speaking of to Latrice.
Like live this life before this. So it's not like something that is brand new. Like it's not.
And he was probably in the military when he was living in China or wherever he said he was living. And Mama B said all of the men on the show depend on their women to get the bag. Period. There you go, Mama B. You cracked the case. They do.
It's
All of them.
here.
Every last one of them, Mama B's.
Trisha, or Trisha learned about you on TV that you didn't know before?
Even Courtney. All of them.
When I wake up in the morning, I always make
Chris, Martho, Maurice, every last man on this show uses the woman.
I wouldn't say yeah. I think that I think Patricia's always had a really good image. Like people have
That's why I ain't siding with none of their. They all trash.
been in a situation where she has so much hate, I guess. And I always told her, no matter what I do,
That's right. So she brought it together.
like be against you in the public eye. It's not something I want to do. I think over the last couple of weeks, she's finally starting to realize who I really am.
No, but you said you know her so well. She knows you so well. But not all of a sudden over the last 2 weeks.
And even after all the little situation we just had, I think now she's more or less like, she may have to get her stuff together because like it's so many
Dark Skin Ken just added something to his stories.
I'm the type of guy that likes to throw around what I do and who I do it for. But I do a lot for a lot of people, and I pour into somebody's stuff, and mine kind of stays empty sometimes. So at some point, I should be
Still shade at Trisha.
she should be able to fill me up. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always like I need it all the time. Sometimes I just need to come waiting. I'm going through, help me out. You know what I'm saying?
He is shading Trisha throughout this entire interview.
Sometimes with her anger and her temper and her talking and shame, it gets kind of hard to even bring up certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Can you are so
See, he's working on her self-esteem so that she'll feel like no other man is going to deal with her. That's him low-key getting into her head, making her feel like nobody, if he doesn't, stay with her, nobody else is going to want her. Like, I do not like his type. And Courtney said this interview was sheer get back. Absolutely, Courtney. I totally agree.
great man. What's your song? Remember I talked.
Him and Dr. Heavenly got the same sign. They both messy as hell.
The Scorpio men, I already got your whole personality based on that. My experiences are, look, things are done, they fucking done. That's what I done. Done, they done. When they done, it's over. Ain't nothing you can say. That's but for you. Now, this kind of like, okay, has been separated for 5 years, right?
Well,
See, he didn't even want to confirm that. A while.
It's taken her so long to get that.
He is definitely a narcissist, Love Seen Her.
hear me out. In the beginning, yeah, it don't take that long. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Are you still trying to somehow hope he gets his stuff together and y'all can be a family again? Like, what is really going on? But like when I said earlier, Tristan's not proud of me, she's trying to proud of with the world. I think she has a really judgmental, like she has a lot of judgment around her when it
Oh
comes
my
to marriage.
God.
And I think for her, it was the embarrassment of going through a marriage, getting divorced, her marriage not working, and
Now you trying to speak for Trisha.
a lot of people didn't know. Me and Trisha would walk around and people was like, who's this dude? Like, that's how private she is. And I didn't trip about it because I kind of understood where she was coming from. But as we started to, as things
You
started
were
to
comfortable
progress,
being a side dude.
we got too much going now. You're gonna have to do something about that. And she is actively, she did a lot. She did a lot for me, because before she was still in the house. When we first met, she was still in the house, that they had together. And I was like, hey, before we can move forward, y'all gotta cut ties some type of way. She sold out. You know, she's done a lot of things that has helped us move forward. I think now it's like, you know, the papers just need to get signed. And I think for me, I always try to protect her in a way that, I try to, you know, explain that like people don't really know what we go through in private. All they know is what's going on outside. Like a lot of people look at her and go, like, oh, she's done and she's this and she's doing this and she's doing that, and they don't know behind closed doors, Trisha is actively working to be a better person so she can be a better wife and a woman for me. You know,
Making it all about him, narcissist ass. And Didi Star said Heavenly don't seem to be giving all those compliments like she did on Trisha interview. Not at all. And I'm not sure if she's changed her mind about Ken, but you know, I think she's a little bit attracted to Ken. So you know, when you're around somebody you feel a little attraction to, you get a little quiet. I think that's what it is with Dr. Heavenly. And Didi Star also said most are not okay with that. Absolutely. Being tied to that man and still living in the same house.
she constantly watches church. She's doing a lot of things to try to better herself. So for me, I don't personally get bothered by the things that are said, but I get bothered a little bit because I know that's not the person she is. You know, I don't care what nobody say about me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a simp. I'm gonna be a clown for taking care of somebody else's kids. Like I'm always have some type of negative. It is what it is. But I always say you're a clown for not taking care of your kids.
I agree.
And so if I'm gonna be a clown for taking care of responsibilities, be a clown. I'm cool. You know?
And Courtney said her eyes opened like mine once he started talking. Exactly, Courtney. No, I ain't feeling Ken at all.
People are so in tune to not seeing a real man, Ken. You know what I'm saying? And when they see a real one, they don't know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not used to seeing that. Yeah, my husband is, but I'm saying in general, I'm not used to seeing that.
And it's weird to me. You know, this might hurt some people's feelings, but I think a lot of it is about who you deal with, your circle, the people you're around. I don't know anybody that don't take care of their kids, and the one person I know is my brother, and I take care where I can. You know, I will openly admit that the only guy that I know that don't consciously take care of his kids is my brother. Outside of that, I don't deal with men that don't take care of kids. So if you know a bunch of people who don't take care of their kids or don't take care of their responsibilities, that's kind of like a direct reflection on you, the people you're around, the people you need to change up your circle a little bit.
I mean, I think that's the reaction.
And Didi Star said, so Ken Doll upgraded her. That's what he feels. And I totally agree with that, Didi Star. I feel like he think he made Trisha. That's what I feel about Ken. Like he made Trisha. Because like I said, when he found Trisha, when he met her, she was still in a really bad place. And now that she's slowly, been able to come out of that place, she's getting her confidence back. Her body's looking good. She's looking good. She's on this show. She's building up her confidence and becoming more outgoing. So Ken felt like he made Trisha.
TV, sir. You see what I'm saying? Like if you look at it,
I don't think that's the reality TV service.
Okay. Clean it up, then. I'm telling you what I know. That was true.
I think it's reduced just to reality TV. I think unfortunately, look who's shooting us for my today.
Cheerios are his love.
What happens is you don't see a lot. It's not heavily promoted.
It's just not promoted.
There's like her husband, obviously Heavenly's a great guy, great person.
That's the people I know, the people in Red Onion.
Not on your shows anyway, Carlos.
Yeah. Reality TV or look at the people that I know in that circle. We see those types of men. And then I go back and say, hey, damn, I hit the jackpot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but one thing I will say about all the Huntsville men, at the end of the day, I think those men are great.
Lies.
I will say that.
I've never seen Marceau with his kids with just him by himself.
Do you still want to have any intention still of marrying Trish?
That's not. Mark my words, we're going to be together forever. There's nothing like nobody is going to change my mind. Here's the thing. Heavenly said earlier, like
I'm not sure Trisha agrees with that.
like about like everybody can mess up. Everybody can make a mistake. I'm not saying that that's the case, but like
They're gonna be together forever, energy.
something and I don't believe. I know Trisha to be a good woman. She have flaws, and but she's not this person that is out here playing, pimping. Got this side dude. I'm supposed to be the side dude actually, and got the husband and boyfriend. I'm like,
That's probably why you mad, because you the side dude.
and until she shows me that, I don't believe she's the one. That's the only thing I can do.
I think that she's a good woman. The only thing that I see with Trisha, I see 7 minutes, so I have no real. It seems to me that she's broken. The last dude broke her, and it seems like to me if you do anything wrong, all of those memories gonna come back out on you, and that's the issue. That she gonna do shit is when you do something that ain't really nothing that she's gonna blow up about. You see what I'm saying?
Here's like I posted a video the other day. Well, actually, it was about a week ago, and it was one of the very first shoots we did for the show, and like Trisha was so scared. Like when I say this is Trisha's hard. Like she's and when I say this is the most, I've never seen her like that before. So on video, she's looking real like tense, uptight, and I just whispered to her, baby, it's gonna be all right. It's all right.
And that's the reason why I say Ken talked her into this. She wasn't ready for this. She wasn't ready for that situation where Martell put her on the spot. He act like he didn't know her. Trisha was not ready, guys. She just wasn't ready.
Well, the world is thinking, she's not innocent. He touched her and she's not. And I'm like, dude, she walks around with her trauma in her face and in her body and in her emotions. And I'm trying to get people to understand, like, everybody has so much to say about, what they think. Everybody is coming up with an opinion.
So you're on a reality TV show. Of course, we're gonna, give our perspective.
Status. She would care. I was asking her, was baby okay? I was checking on her. I was just being me. It's just crazy because Trisha has been so much. Like when I first met her, and she
hold that thought. And Etta G says, I don't think so. She likes Martell. And I absolutely believe that she does have a physical attraction for Martell, for sure. Hey, Cricket22, thank you so much for being here.
She started actively trying to date me, and she was expressing to me some of the things that she had been through. I was like, bro, there ain't no way nobody can be like that. Because I personally never met anybody like her ex. I'm gonna be 100. Never met anybody like that. And so I'm like, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? She's so used to abandonment. She's so used to a person nitpicking at everything she does.
Which is why she said she doesn't care if you get to step in or not.
I think a lot of this, when the comments and stuff, I think that's what triggers trauma because everybody nitpicking at some of the stuff that she's doing, and she's not really a people person. She don't like being in front of cameras. Everybody, you gonna be on the show? You can't change a person overnight. Like you can't make a person be. I'm outgoing. I get in front of a camera. I bodybuild and compete. So I step on.
If you know all this, Ken, why did you pretty much force Trisha to go on this reality TV show? Like, I honestly believe that Trisha would not have gone on this reality TV show if Ken had not convinced her and pretty much pushed her into doing it. And Courtney said Ken a bit P-whip too. You think so, Courtney? Huh. I noticed every time they do a reel together, he's always smacking her on her butt. And that's his way of making people think that, I hate when he does that. It's so disrespectful. Don't do that to me in public. And Toot says, traumatized folks do not come on a reality TV show. He forced her to do it. And he said she's trying to come out of her shell. Like, maybe she did, want to come out of her shell a little bit, but I don't think it was what she thought it was going to be. And Mama B said, then why is she still on the show? That's a good question, Mama Bees. And we don't know. They've only really filmed a couple of scenes or a few scenes. So I don't know if Trisha is going to continue to want to be on this show, honestly. Like, I can see Trisha changing her mind and not wanting to be on the show. And I think that's the reason why Ken hurry up and made up with Trisha is because he wants her to continue to be on the show. And Courtney says, yes, get y'all trauma bonded tails off the screen. Absolutely, Courtney, for real.
Been in different shows, so I'm used to the links,
You go being arrogant again.
You don't have to give her a pep talk, but we do. Yeah, it's just trauma, man.
Ken, you can give her all the pep talks you want, but if she's not made for TV, and if she still gets so nervous, in front of the cameras, there's nothing you can do. She's gonna probably tell some more lies. She's gonna probably get tripped up again because she's out of her comfort zone.
It's so big and so like it shows every day. So like what I do is the first thing in the morning, most of the time, the first thing in the morning.
She does not need to be on this show.
And if I see her move anything other than happy, we pray. I just pray.
That's just too much.
Shifts. She's gonna have a good day, and that everything is gonna be okay. Because all it takes is one little thing. If I sneeze the wrong way, sometimes she's mad. And it's not that she's mad at me. She's just got too much going through her head. It's like, yeah.
That seems like a lot of work. Instead of him telling her, babe, I love you, but you're really going to have to seek help to be able to deal with this because I'm not a therapist. Like, I can only do so much. And if you want us to get married, you're going to have to go and see a therapist. Like, he should have forced her, just like he forced her to be on this TV show. He should have forced Trisha to go and see a therapist. And I don't know their personal lives, so I don't know if Trisha already went to a therapist, but she's going to need to be in therapy for a very, very long time. It's going to take a lot of time.
Ask you a question about Marquez, in your opinion. We only saw a little, well, I only saw a little clip of him. How do you feel about him not even wanting to pay for the divorce or even asking her to put some money on the divorce after being absent for so long? And what but $400? I'm just saying.
If y'all and see, here's my thing. I've spent so much time trying to protect that man myself. You know what I'm saying?
God.
I don't never want to
Just
be
act
a guy
like-
out, right? And that's her kid's fault. At the end of the day, it's her kid's fault. So I try to keep a certain level of respect for them. But if y'all want to look, like it.
But I need some more than your auntie to make me cause I just came home.
Feeling Claritin Clear is like
It's so bad sometimes. Like he tries to make it look like, oh, I'm an active father. Man, we don't hear from the dude. We don't. We don't see him.
And Etta G says she works for the Fed. She doesn't want all her business out there. That's why I don't understand why she went on the show, Etta G. I mean, if that's the case, like, why would she go on a reality TV show knowing that she has a boyfriend and still married to her husband? And Dee Dee Star says, he is describing PTSD. I wonder if her story is deeper. I absolutely think there's more to Trisha than what we know, Dee Dee Star. And I mean, for him to keep saying she has been through so much, and we feel like we know what she's been through, but by him saying that makes us feel like there's a lot that we don't even know about. And I absolutely agree, Dee Dee Star. And Mama B said, if she wants to keep that good government job, she probably needs to leave the show. Like, I don't understand why she came, and she definitely needs to leave. And Courtney says, we, those are Trish and her husband, kids. What's the we? Yeah, those are Trish and her husband, kids. What's the we? Absolutely. He playing daddy daycare over there with, somebody else's kids. But hey.
We don't like Trisha rarely talks to him, and I had to coach Trisha to be able to. Like I said, a lot of stuff that me and Trisha do behind closed doors, nobody sees. They don't see us actively like, hey, y'all should have some type of, you know what I'm saying? And me coaching Zari, because you know how I want to deal with sometimes. Like, that's your father. Go to your father. Father called into the phone. Say she text back.
Ooh, they telling too much of their business on these interviews.
Try
People don't even know all that. That's TMI, too much information.
he's one of the most emotional people I've ever met in my life. Overly emotional. Like and there's nothing wrong with you. As a man, we should be able to show emotion. It's just too much for him. He's more emotional than Tristan. That's crazy. Like, I don't understand. Like,
Yeah, he's a soft ass, weak ass dude. Courtney says, "Oh no, y'all trying to take it easy on Trisha. She a side piece of work too." Okay, I'm done. Courtney, we're just like me personally. I just give Trisha a break again because she's going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not the type of person to kick somebody when they're down. That's it. That's all. But we all know she lied. She's a liar, but so is everybody on this show. They're all liars.
understand, like, now, why she is the way she is. Like, dude is, man, he's different. Like, y'all will never meet nobody like him ever again.
Do you have a relationship with him in the sense of he said something on camera about it pains him to know that you brought his kid a car. It pains him to know that
He
you
didn't buy him a car. He drives my car.
he drives your car.
That's what I'm saying.
So, guys, did you hear that? Ken cleared it up. He did not buy Trisha's son a car. He has multiple cars, and he allowed Trisha's son to drive one of his cars. Because that rumor's been out there that he bought Trisha's son a car, and he just cleared that up. He did not buy her son a car. And Toot says Trish is winning a husband, a side dude, and a pair of mouth.
He's so emotional, like he drives. Xavier drives.
And men do it all the time, Toot the trees.
I keep a bunch of cars, so I just let Xavier drive that. You know what I'm saying? I follow his car. I didn't buy it. I don't know why you can change.
He also said that it pains him to watch you take his daughter to dance and do all the daddy daughter stuff. What is your response to that?
Come do it. You got the option to do it. You can be here and do it. Nobody's stopping you from doing none of these. Nobody is stopping you from doing any of
Now, what he's getting ready to say about Marquez is very, very pitiful.
Multiple cases, he chooses not to do it. Tell you have a choice. You wake up every day, you do right and wrong. He chooses to do wrong every time you wake up. And he pays the price. He doesn't have a relationship with his daughter. And the longer you go without a relationship with your daughter, the longer it's gonna take to fix that relationship. Like, we literally, Trisha has multiple times in the beginning, and she just stopped. She was like, hey, your daughter has this, you know. And like I said, I don't like to brag on the dude, but this is the type of stuff we go through. We had a vacation, Mari had a dance recital in Florida. In Florida. He came. He stayed in another hotel 7 minutes from the venue.
That is so sad.
He missed her recital.
How in the heck you miss a recital and you 7 minutes down the
7
road?
minutes down the street from it, he missed it. And then shows up like, oh man, my bad. Huh?
See, that's why I don't feel sorry for Marquez. He's straight trash.
I don't miss anything. I don't miss anything.
So did he start? So you're saying that Ken was the one who initially said that he bought her son a car? Is that what you're saying, Didi Star? Oh, and Toot Latree said, I thought he said that too. I don't know why he's trying to backtrack now.
Miss one of Zoria's dance recitals, and she knew ahead of time how I wasn't going to come because I was the person who had business to take care of. But I haven't missed a recital. I haven't missed a dance. I don't practice. I go see her practice. I take her to practice, pick her up from practice, take her to school, pick her up from school. We go on like different outings together. Like, he has all the opportunity to do it. He just chooses not to.
And Didi Star said this is the little boy Ken deflecting because he talked about he grew up with a single mom. Okay, so he's trying to over compensate, for the kids because he know what it feels like to be to be a single parent and raising kids. And she also said, yes, he said it. Oh, okay. We need to revisit that. And Courtney said, because this interview is a message to Trisha, I'm about to take that car back if you keep embarrassing me. Huh? So you think that's what it is, Courtney?
But just got one last question, and this is just me just.
I think he just lied in the beginning and now he's just trying to clean up his lie.
Does it become like this is too damn much? Okay, well, she got a kid. All I got to do with this dude that ain't really. What's enough? Like, goddamn, she got all this going on. I can have this over here with no problems. When it's done too much, it just
First, I think I'm gonna have. I mean, you say Dr. Henry, but I'm gonna have.
Correct.
Brandon, I think she knows it's gonna be a problem some type of way. But at the same time, I told Trisha in the beginning I wasn't gonna be the man that she hates. Never gonna abandon her. It's gonna take it's gonna take a lot more than what I've been through for me to leave Trisha. You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe it. You're just saying that now.
Real. But
To Latrice says, I mean, I know single parenthood can be hard, but good grief. Yeah, I think he's love bombing Trisha through her kids as well. And that's what some people do. You know what I'm saying? Because they know how a mother is. Like, if there's a problem between you and my kids, then it's never going to work. So he's love bombing her kids at the same time while he's love bombing her.
I've been through some real hard stuff in my life, and I didn't have nobody at times.
I guess where I'm coming from is this, and this is real serious what I said. I've been doing reality TV 10 plus years, right? And I've had people on our show that have been together 20, 25 years, right? And it's been very difficult for them to keep their marriages. A lot of people have filed for divorce or whatever. But you guys got a new relationship. On top of all these problems that she's broken.
I don't see this relationship working.
She got other kids, and I'm a relationship expert, what I know what works and what doesn't. On top of all that, y'all got reality TV. Y'all stay there, and you know what I'm saying? We've known, we could say that 50% of relationships or marriages are going to end anyway, but it does magnify the issues you already have. And evidently, she is watching these shows. She is watching Messy Money. She is. So why continue reality TV when you know this person is already fragile?
Before he speaks, Carlos looked like he's giving Dr. Heavenly these eyes like you're talking a little too damn much now. I need to keep my talent now. You about to make these people leave the show. I need them on the show.
So I asked her on most of those occasions if she didn't feel like she wanted to do it.
What's her reasoning for doing it then?
I think because she's like I said, I could be wrong. I don't like speaking for people, but I think she's doing it to come out of that shell. I think she's doing it to try to be a different person, and she's doing it for me. Yeah, she did it for me.
She doing everything for you, huh, Ken?
She done it for me.
Like you,
opportunity for us to
OMG.
You asked what made me do it, and I want to go back and retract it. My answer for real, my main answer is we got together on love. Most people get together for survival instincts. I came up on love. I didn't came up on how to survive. She didn't come up on how to survive. So our initial attraction to each other was built off a bond of love, not me needing somewhere to stay or her needing somebody to take care of her kids. So I think a lot of it is just that. Like, we love each other. We truly are in love with each other. And, everything is going to be hard. Everything is hard. Like, it's not really got a lot of stuff she could say, oh, you got to be with my brother, my friends, and all the stuff that I be having going on. So she could call that hard for her.
I think it's just what Mama B said. All of these men in that city look to women to take care of them and have the bag, to have the long-standing, you know what I'm saying, structure, so that they can just come in with a little bit of money they make, you know what I'm saying, and they can appear like they're doing something. That's how I feel. Just what Mama B said.
But yeah, we locked in. Like, contrary to what people think, they think we got this whole makeshift fake relationship that ain't gonna last. Watch.
I believe you. I believe you're a stand-up guy. I have nothing bad to say. I think that you're a stand-up guy. We don't see this as often as we should be, my brother. And maybe you should teach some guys how to be a real man, because there ain't too many of them out there. I promise you, it's not. They hang around, but it's not that many. I'm telling you, there's not. They are. Are they sassy? They too much of this.
I feel like a lot of this, man, I ain't gonna lie. I can encourage, I can motivate, but you either got it or you don't. That's just like as a woman, you either got the nurturing abilities or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us have been taught at some time.
I don't think they've been taught, brother. I don't think they've been taught.
Hold that thought. Courtney says, then why does she walk in every room introducing herself as a married woman and let it be known you're the side dude? Kenya is in denial. Are you calling her Kenya? Oh my God. I think that still Trish not knowing to have those conversations. She's very green and it just comes out the way it comes out. And Courtney also said, Ken, my phone is doing the most tonight. Oh, okay, Ken. I was going to say, are you saying he looks like he's from Kenya? And Courtney, I'm sorry, Diddy Star said facts.
They haven't seen it. They don't know
Trust
what it
me,
is.
I know a bunch of guys who were growing up and that were taught, and they just didn't.
I like that you said every day we wake up with a choice.
Mm-hmm.
To right or wrong. I think a lot of people it's a choice. Because obviously, and listen, I'm not a parent, you two are, but one thing I've always heard through my whole life is a parent can only raise their child so much that the moment they turn 18,
Exactly.
if they go the wrong word, the wrong road, excuse me, it's not the parent's fault because the parent did everything to set up this success.
Right.
And I think it comes a lot of men. Listen, I do agree that a lot of it is societal, is your environment, is the people you hang out with. I think your 5 closest friends represent who you are and who you are going to be. And that's why I want to ask you this question before we let you go. You are probably one of the best communicators we've seen in reality television, and it's your first season.
Oh my
You remind me a lot of Greg Leaks, which is
no, not my Greg. Don't put this man on a pedestal with my Greg. I mean, I think Greg holds that spot and he's gonna forever hold that spot. I love me some Greg. He was a great, great man.
Late husband. And one thing about
Greg, try to act like he didn't know Greg Lee. Who don't know Greg Lee?
Always like the sounding board. He was the one that everybody said he's the words of wisdom. He has so much, the voice of reason. So you seem to be that, but I would like to know, because exterior, right? You're like the Black Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like this big guy, but you are so thoughtful and you're such a great communicator. Like, listen, I'm a nice person. The way you handle Trisha,
okay, play with somebody else, not Greg.
Your face, she lied to you. I think that won all of us over because I'm telling you, I would have had a different reaction, right? Where does this come from? Your ability to be this great communicator and this man who really is so understanding of women.
Because in my last relationship, I wasn't. And a lot of times in like what I've learned.
That's who I want to talk to. His ex.
On what she did.
She got all the answers.
And it was communication. Like communicating, being more understanding of somebody's trauma, understanding that things take its time and you can't speed it up or slow it down. And that's why the patience with Trisha is there because, it wasn't in my last, even though I was in that relationship for a long time, I still kind of had left it way before eventually. You know what I'm saying? Just because I wasn't, it was a lot of it was me.
Yeah, he probably thought he saw that then.
So for me, again, it's being better, trying to be a better person, trying to be a better man, trying to not be the man that Trisha once had. She compared to her dad. It's another thing, when somebody compares you to their dad and their mom, you're doing something right, especially when they put them on a pedestal. But I just want Trisha to know that there's somebody out there that truly It's going to be there for her. It's not going to turn me back.
And I don't believe this
I think
year.
another reason why we're growing closer because I think people would it be in reality TV and with all this negativity that comes with reality TV, most people would have folded already. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, most people would have folded. Well, your girl cheating on you. Oh, yeah, I'm not believing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe she's willing to risk her good government job for this shabby ass reality TV show. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
A lot more than me. I'm sure know. As long as I know, I'll do it.
That's awesome. So, you seem perfect almost. What's your flaws, Daddy? What's your flaws?
Oh,
I mean, I have some flaws. I'm still working every day. My communication is good with Trisha because I love Trisha. My communication in other places can be better.
Mama B says, if they want everyone over, why are the ratings so low? The ratings are so low, and not that they want everybody over, Mama B's, is because we're not watching the show. And I'm glad you asked that question because I want to segue into the fact that, guys, we told Carlos King that we wanted to see Black excellence on this show. And I think Carlos bringing in Sonny and Moses and Ken and Trisha is his way of trying to bring in people that are in good relationships. Because as we all noticed, you know, Marcel and Tisha, Maurice and Kimmy, they haven't been shown a lot on these last few episodes. So honestly, I think he brought in these two new couples to kind of give the viewers what they wanted. And by us not watching the show, it kind of forced Carlos to make some changes. So I believe Sonny and Moses and Trisha and Ken are the changes that Carlos made. Because keep in mind, he did say that, okay, in these, you know, new seasons or whatever, new episodes, we're going to see more of Black excellence. So honestly, I think that's the reason why he brought on these two new couples, honestly. And I do feel like because we did black out the show, like Carlos did have to make some changes. Now, are these the changes we want to see? I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But I think that's why these people were put in place. And Courtney says, meanwhile, Ken doesn't read the comments in his comments arguing with people. Exactly. Hey, ADR, thank you so much for being here. And yes, click the like button.
Tone. My voice kind of carries, and so I try to learn tone. Because with Trisha, as soon as I go from here to here, she uh, being slower to anger. Like I do have like anger issues, not with Trisha, but like with certain things. Like I just don't tolerate disrespect. And
Now, how is it that you have all of this patience, you know, for Trisha, but you don't have it for anybody else? To me, that seems like a front. And as soon as this woman says, I do, the real monster in you is going to come out. You know, that one that looks like the Incredible Hulk, that one.
and I haven't quite learned how to operate within some of those situations. So I don't put myself in them, just so I won't, because I know I'm not going to respond positive. I need to work on that so that I won't, that I'll be able to operate in those situations. Really and truly, like when it comes to my woman, I'm devoted to her 100%. Like I don't know, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to be perfect for her because, and this might sound, I'm not blaming him, but I'm also trying to make up for all those years that she had the wrong person. You know, if that makes sense. Like I'm trying to counter all of that she went through. And
You
I think
can't do that. There's not enough time in a
I
day.
think for her, she says the same thing. Oh, this man perfect. Ain't no way. And I think when she gets to that moment, she runs. Like soon as that gets there, that wall comes back up and she runs from it. And I'm just trying to get her to be able to get past that wall, get past it.
This interview, right?
ADR says excellence. Excellence in what? How to cheat, adultery with your side piece. No, I'm saying ADR, Carlos made a statement, and talked about how we were going to see so many improvements, on the show. And I'm not saying that we are seeing the improvements, but what I'm saying is I think by him bringing on these two new couples, that's what he was referring to, because he was adding two new couples to the equation. But again, Sonny and Moses are okay, but even with them, they're not really showing any black excellence, because all they're showing, their storyline is them arguing, with Destiny all the time. So we're still not getting the black excellence that he promised us, that we would see. And with Trisha and Ken, the same thing. It's just these three-way storylines with them and another person. And Courtney says, sweetheart, she just don't want you. That's what she's running from. Absolutely. Because again, Trisha done seen all those red flags. We can't see them, but well, yes, we can see them, and Trisha done seen all those red flags that he's trying to hide from the public.
Here is going to help her get past it, because you're so eloquently and publicly speaking of your love for her. This is going to move mountains for her, I think. But my whole thing is, I'm a woman and I know a lot of chicks, right? They gonna be hating on y'all asses. I'm telling you on TV. I'm talking about from the people y'all know to the people y'all don't know. So you gotta stand up for that. And not only that, are they hating? You're a target, my brother. Anything you do, they looking for something. Like my looking for shit.
He's smiling. He like all this attention.
Say they're gonna blow it out of proportion. That when they can't find anything, sir, they're gonna make some shit up. So just be ready, be prepared. They're gonna make some shit up. This
The crazy thing about it is like when I say me and Trisha spend so, like, y'all might think this is weird for two 37, 38-year-olds, but like we sleep on the phone together when I'm out of town. We like literally to this. I just got off the phone with her before I got on college. Like we're always on the phone. We're always together. Like Trisha, so I don't go out with my homies like I used to. And if I do, Trisha coming. If she goes out, baby, you coming? If I say no, she's like, yes, you are. Like we don't do nothing without each other. Like that's how close we are. And most people are like, oh, you're gonna get tired of it.
When he said that, I was thinking about that 50 Cent song, If I Was Your Girlfriend, if I was your boyfriend, whatever. But I thought about that when he was saying that.
Like that's my best friend. That's my best friend. Like so it's like I just want people to understand that like they have to keep going on and on and on about who she is. It's like I'm so that's my lady. I'm so fine.
I guess my last question for real is, Carlos, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, do you have a connection with any of the men on the show? Who do you have the most in common with on the show, and the men on the show?
You want to hear that? I'm probably gonna trip when I say this because I don't know why people want me to have like be at odds with him, but I like Martell. Like I like Martell.
Why?
I think Martell is misunderstood a lot of times. Like he is quick. Like he has like a how can I say it? Like it's like sometimes the way he says certain things just come off as slick and slide. Like he just always seems like he has like another motive to.
And he's absolutely right about Martell. Martell does that because he wants to get a rise out of people. And he did Trish the same way. So I really don't think you like Martell like that, because Martell got your woman when he came out and pretended he didn't know her. The same way he make all those little sly remarks with Destiny. Oh, he looked like his uncle Martell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Martell is always trying to, get a rise out of people and make people think that it's something that it's not, which is why I also question the situation with him and Trisha. Because he is always doing that. And ADR says, I was being sarcastic, laugh out loud. No, but it's true. We still haven't seen it.
In reality, once I get to know people, like he's nothing. Like I was told to stay away from Martell. And as I got to know him, just people in general.
Definitely two of a kind.
But Martell is actually cool as hell. Like we work out. We both got that in common. But it works out. I can rock it. He does. We have similar business interests.
And what is that? Because I don't know of any business interests Martell has.
Um, he's a great father, from what I can see, or from what I know. Marcel and Maurice, they're cool, but they they messy. Like
Did y'all love when he called Marceau and Maurice messy? Like that was so funny to me because they are messy as hell.
back and forth. I ain't with her. And never really got a chance to get to personally know Moses, but he seems cool. And Flex, I like Flex. Flex smooth, like Flex smooth. He dressed. And he's an older guy, so he's somebody that I can see myself like sitting down with and just talking.
Flex, that's Chris.
Chris Fletcher.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
just talking.
Okay, speaking of Chris Fletcher, guys, the reason why I feel like Chris is the one, and I know we've had this conversation several times, and we have to wait to see who actually was the person that introduced Trish to Martell. But the reason why I feel like it was Chris is because a lot of times in these little smaller towns, you know what I'm saying? Cousins sleep with cousins. But in the event that you feel like you're going to be ostracized, the next best thing is to introduce your friend to your cousin. So that way you can live vicariously through your friend because your friend is going to come back and tell you all of the details of the experience that he had with your cousin. That's why I feel it was Chris.
I like partying with Marcel. If they cool, they can even be around. But I think like a lot of some of them that back and forth stuff they like doing and the way they talk just when
Yeah, that's all I got, Carlos. Hey, I am impressed, and I'm not impressed easily.
Yes, you are.
It's not.
I think that Trish is a very lucky lady, and I don't have anything else to say.
I heard you me.
You see how she saying that Trish is a very lucky lady? You know, you just was over there blowing up Trish head, telling her how beautiful she was and all of this. Now, you know, she's the lucky lady. Yeah. She's a pick Misha.
I was kind of low key. I ain't gonna say scared, but
Not me. Yo, dude, I'm a Scorpio. I'm straightforward. I'm a realist. That's all.
like we the same.
Yeah,
Everything
it's
comes out.
funny, but I'm not mean at all.
I mean, no.
You just messy.
She's a straight
Heavenly.
shooter. And listen, when you get a chance, watch the interview with Trisha.
He already
At the end of
did.
the day, Heavenly really gave her some strong advice about making sure that she pours into you, not just privately but publicly, because a lot of men need to be able to see that. Not saying you require that, but it doesn't hurt to have that, right? But what I would like to say is this: you are a phenomenal human being, and I'm so happy
Yeah, phenomenal.
you only agreed to do the show. But the fact that one thing that I know for sure is this: when a woman is on reality TV and she has a man in her corner, that helps her out a lot because this man is able to talk to her. I talk to all my girls, but at the end of the day, it's different. I'm their boss. I'm not their romantic partner. So I can say the same thing that their man is saying, but that being that person's husband, boyfriend, fiance, whatever, it means something to that woman. Trisha, obviously, as you know, is getting a lot of negative comments, right? And I love the fact that you
Thanks to Martell.
I love the fact that you help her out with dealing with this because this ain't easy. She needs that. And
His slick talking
advice
ass.
to you, Ken, is to constantly do that. Don't ever stop doing that. Reality TV is a hard gig. It's a very difficult gig to do. But I appreciated that a man is able to pour into his woman to say, no, baby, we're in this together. And I don't care what anyone says about you, just know that I ain't leaving you because of what people are saying. I know you, and we're gonna rock this out together. I applaud you for doing that. And I just wanted to say that before you go back to lifting.
Carlos said he want a Ken. He want a dark skinned Ken.
No,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but I'll see you after you. I know. So, Ken, I'll see you after
Carlos
you.
really think he got
And
some
then
muscles. Oh
we're
my
gonna
God.
have.
I see it. I see it. I see it. I see the look. I see the cut and everything. I see.
That's still got everything. But no, so Ken, we're always big on promoting businesses. Dr. Heavenly also has a university. She's also a relationship expert, and she has her own dental practice. So we like to make sure that people are able to promote
We're
their
gonna get to
businesses.
Ken post on
So
social
Ken,
media,
millions
but
of
I want y'all to hear Ken
find you
promote this business that Trisha didn't even promote.
business and all that.
Okay, well, you can follow me at dark skin Ken underscore. That's DARKSKIN underscore. And of course, like I said, I'm trucking and stuff like that.
So I know y'all gonna be running over there to follow Dark
In the
Skin
process
Ken.
of creating our own personal training business, opening up gym space.
Not
So just stay tuned for that because we truly feel like one of our biggest mentorships is the gym. That's our therapy. That's our bonding session. And we want to start getting couples to understand that, like, although y'all both might not have, gym aspirations, that is a place that you can go together and actually bond, and it can
at all
turn around
energy.
relationships.
Does not promote melodies.
So
Anything.
my free advice to you, because I give all my cats free advice. My free advice to you.
Okay, we had enough. So yeah, Ken says that him and Trisha are going to open up a gym and they're going to focus on, couples working out or whatever the case may be. And guys, what Toot Latrice was referring to earlier, which you may have seen more than me, but 3 days ago, Ken made a post and he says, I ain't gonna lie, all this TV stuff making me realize how miserable people really are in 2024. Y'all got to do better. Y'all really too old for this SHIT. I still love y'all though. And that, post got lots and lots of comments. Some people on Ken's side, saying, yeah, they've been miserable. Keep grinding and focus on the mission with your family. Super proud of y'all. And somebody said, I don't think miserable, but you should have expected and known that people will have an opinion based off of what they have seen on the show. I am not the one to judge. I have my own situations, and I'm the first to know that sometimes things aren't what they appear to be. I'm still residing with my husband, but have moved on. Putting your life on television opens up the door to a part of your life. You'll have supporters and critics. Just because someone doesn't agree with your decision to date a married woman doesn't mean they're miserable or a hater. Get them, girl. And another person said, some people are miserable, but some people think you are too good of a man to be played with on national TV. I would think you all would be a dope couple if things would have been followed in the way God planned. Her not handling her business accordingly before getting in a relationship with you is how it was supposed to be done. I hope it works out for you. And he chimed back in on this one. And he said, but that's your opinion. Your opinion isn't a fact, though. And if you're actually watching the show, then all of the information needed to know truth has been put out there, yet you and others are taking it upon yourselves to make up your own scenarios. To me, that's deflection and putting your own personal traumas on someone else. That's weird. And then she responded and said, we shall see for this second half because this first half don't look that way. And you right, it is my opinion. I grew up old school. What y'all do today is nowhere in the Bible. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And Ken says, I grew up old school also, and we were taught to mind our business and not speak on the unknown. That's blatant ignorance. But yes, miss, you enjoy yours too. Then she hit back again and said, that's right, put it on national TV, then say, mind your business. Yeah, you ain't ready. Enjoy your day, young man. Mind my business. And then Ken, and this is it, guys. Ken hit back and said, it's funny that again, you're speaking on something you know nothing about. show me a major TV outlet you've been on and I'll then listen to you on how ready I am. But yeah, Ken is going off with people in the comments, you know. Oh my God. I mean, this lady's only talking facts. I mean, why go on a reality TV show and then want to tell people to mind their business? It's ludicrous. Like, I guess he didn't get the memo that that's what reality TV is. So, guys, that is going to be the end of my reaction to this foolishness. And my question is, who is the prize? Honestly, at this point, I definitely don't think Ken is, because he's very arrogant. He's very controlling, and he likes to brag about what he does for people. And with Trish already going through so much trauma, I think it's going to really get old with, Ken just trying to tell her what to do at every point. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to get old for Trisha. And just like she said, he can stay or go. Like, I really don't think that Trisha cares either way, honestly. I mean, this woman has worked too hard her entire life. She does not need Ken. And I also don't feel like Trisha is the prize either, because Trisha has too much trauma going on. And I don't feel like she's going to go and get the help she needs. So honestly, I wouldn't sign up for that. Either you go get the help you need, and I see, the changes over a period of time, or I just wouldn't want to marry you, because nobody's going to sign up to deal with all of your traumas when you refuse to go and get help. And Mama Bees also said neither. And Love Seen Her said in comments that he don't read. Exactly. He all up in them comments. I mean, him and that lady was going back and forth. And then I think, like Toot Latree said, he ended up, coming for this lady about her looks, which is very lowbrow. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Ken is a real problem. And like I said, I believe that Trish has already seen the red flags, and that's why she's taking her time and she's moving slow. It's because, you know, she's not in no hurry to marry Ken. I mean, you could just tell that when he cooked that dinner for her, she didn't seem too excited. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen plenty of like proposal videos. Like, women are usually ecstatic, over the moon when, somebody asks them to marry them for the most part. Like, she didn't seem excited at all. Like, it was just almost like he asked her if she wanted a glass of wine, honestly. But yes, guys, that is going to be all for this video. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. That's going to be all for this video, and bye for now.